Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing well today. I've really been feeling pulled to make this video, and so I wanted to just go ahead and finally do it. It's been a couple days now. I've really been thinking about it a lot and trying to figure out what I want to say and how to piece it all together, and I really just feel like I needed to make it, so here I am. um, so this video is, of course, about an aspect of my spirituality and my growth and what I'm going through, but the theme on this video particularly is health. Now, I've talked in previous videos about how part of my spirituality, of course, has to do with the body and learning to take care of the body so that it can take care of me. And a little bit of backstory on the main part of what I want to share with you guys. So I've mentioned before that I'm a type 1 diabetic, and I've been a type 1 diabetic since I was 11 years old. Throughout my life, I have been told that it's an autoimmune disease and I'm going to have it for the rest of my life, and I'm going to be on insulin the rest of my life, and I'm probably going to be on thyroid medication the rest of my life. It's just how it is. This is what you got to learn to deal with in life. And in the last couple of years, with my awakening and my growth in spirituality, I realized that that's pretty much all garbage. See, when we are born, our bodies innately know how to heal. If we aren't poisoning our bodies, if we're not poisoning our mind, then we can continue that process throughout our lives. Sadly, with society and how we are raised nowadays and all the many, many different factors that go into it, that's not how it happens. We end up having traumas, and we end up having beliefs about ourselves, and it creates a disconnection within us. It actually literally separates communication within our bodies, and we end up developing diseases, which is a dis-ease within the body. Going back through what I've been taught, and having to relearn everything, I've come to a completely different standpoint with the knowledge and information that I have been able to gather over not just the last couple of years where I've really been going through this awakening process, but information that I've gathered through my entire life. I have found that what they tell us isn't true. And I'm gonna unpack that for you guys. I'll explain it so that it just doesn't sound absolutely batshit crazy. So one of the books that really sparked my journey was Dr. Joe Dispenza's Becoming Supernatural. And if you guys don't know who Joe Dispenza is, I strongly recommend to look him up, take a look at his teachings, and the information that he is able to provide is just absolutely astounding, to be completely honest. And it's not just a bunch of woo-woo stuff. He's not just like a mystical type teacher. Like, he actually has data and science behind everything that he does. And so me and my brain, how I am, that is fantastic. I absolutely love that, and I eat it up. And with the information that crumb of information that started from him, I have been able to build and expand on so much that it has literally changed my entire perspective on this disease that I have. It really started with going back to trauma. So I was diagnosed with diabetes, type 1 diabetes, when I was 11. And not 2 years before that, there was a huge trauma going on in my life that had finally stopped. When I was little, my stepbrother at the time, my oldest stepbrother at the time, was molesting me. And this went on for 3-4 years. Finally, me and my younger siblings, well, they're older than me, but everybody was younger than him, ended up getting taken away. And we got put into a children's home for, I think it was like just over a year, before he went to jail and we were finally able to come back home. And all of that, okay, so that I have identified as the trauma in my life that created the mass disconnection in my body. And this has been through so many different modalities. I have figured this out through doing breath work, through doing shadow work, through just sitting with my feelings and my emotions and finding out where the root has been. Now, this isn't something that everybody has to do. Some people can go ahead and they can do breath work, like a couple sessions of really good emotional release breath work, and it's able to get those emotions moving through the body, unstuck, get it out of all the fascia, the muscles, everything, because your body holds emotions. And mine has been a process. I've gone through a couple different things really, really deeply. And through those, I've been able to do things that I never thought I could before, like forgiveness. Big one. Never thought that was going to happen. Even though I felt when I was younger, like, oh yeah, I forgive him. I didn't really. I didn't. It was a completely different, it was more like a superficial forgiveness. Whereas at this point in my life, like I actually forgive him because I know now that hurt people. And I don't know what happened in his life that made him that way. But that's one of the things, forgiveness and being able to release the emotions from my body, actually being able to rebuild trust within myself. Because when we end up having big T traumas that happen, we lose our own self-trust. Like I am not safe within my own body kind of stuff. And as I went through these processes, things came up, emotions came out. I'm still working on stuff. It's a continuous process because the egoic mind always wants to go back to where it feels safe. And safe does not mean like safe within itself or anything. That safe is comfortable. That's all that has to be there for the egoic mind to call it safe. It just has to be comfortable. And so if it's something that you've been dealing with for years and years and years and decades, then trying to step out from that is when your egoic mind is like, no, this is scary, this is bad. Even though it's what you need to do in order to be able to get past what is held within you, what is holding you back, etc. So just in, honestly, the last year and a half, I have really got to a place where I have started being able to work on the physical aspect of me. And what this entails has been completely life-altering. So I went from the idea that I've been taught that I have a disease, it's autoimmune, I'm always going to have it. I have these antibodies that are attacking my pancreas, and that's why I don't create insulin anymore. Pretty recently, I wasn't even thinking about it, really. I was getting up from my desk, and it was one of those moments where I was like, whoa, wait a minute. That's not what I have going on anymore. So my theory on it is that when these traumas happen, the disconnection happens within the body. That's when you have these antibodies because they are not seeing things like they always have previously. And so something is off, something's wrong, and they're going to try and fix it. All right, guys, I'm back. I had a technological disaster yesterday, and I absolutely had to stop my video. Actually, my phone stopped it for me. And I had to get back to work, so I wasn't able to finish the video yesterday. But I was talking about how I was able to get to fixing the physical aspect of this disease. What I want you guys to understand is that your mind is the most powerful computer tool on this planet, okay? When you hear the saying that is, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you are right. I believe it was Henry Ford that said it. That is definitely paraphrasing. I don't think that's the exact quote, but it's essentially that. It is absolutely true. What you believe to be true is what the universe is going to prove to you is true. Okay, so I had to work on changing my belief about this disease. And once I got to a point where I started having these like crazy aha moments about it, that is when the whole thing, it did a complete 180 for me. Just recently, actually, I was getting up from my desk and I wasn't even really thinking about it, but I had this moment where I was like, oh, wait a minute. They've been telling me that, this is what's happening within my body. I've got these antibodies that are going in and attacking my pancreas, and that's why I don't make insulin anymore. But since I have reconnection within my body, since I am rebuilding that, that's not the case anymore. My theory on it is that I have been able to get past that point. I don't have these antibodies that are continuing to destroy the islet cells within my pancreas. And since I don't have that anymore, what I am working on now is taking down my insulin resistance. So my theory is that my body is creating insulin. And my body probably never stopped creating insulin, but because of the trauma, because of the disconnection, I may have had something going on within my body where my pancreas was creating significantly less insulin. But as I have gone through the years, and especially the recent ones where I've began healing, I've been changing my mindset, I've been changing my beliefs, what has happened is that I have been able to, I don't know if it's get rid of or transform those cells that were attacking my pancreas. I'm not sure exactly. That's okay. I'm fine with that. But I don't have that process happening anymore. Now what I have is my body is at a super high level of resistance to insulin, just like type 2 diabetics. Type 2 diabetics, their body begins to resist the insulin that their body is naturally making, so they have to be put on medication. Or if they can figure out their lifestyle changes, diet changes, exercise, etc., they can go ahead and they can manage it or completely eliminate it that way. That's the stage that I'm at. So what I'm doing now is just about every single day, once if not twice a day, I am going into a meditative state that is focusing on two primary organs, that is my pancreas and my thyroid, and being able to create reconnection between those and everything else in my body, literally every cell in my body, for this ability to create recommunication. I have been doing this for, I want to say, a solid month and a half now, meditation every single day, consistently. I have been able to consistently take down the amount of insulin that I am using every single day, whether it's the extra insulin that I'm taking when I eat something, or it is my flat basal rate. I'm on an insulin pump. If anybody knows anything about those, you have a basal rate that acts as your pancreas would in giving you a continuous dose of insulin throughout the day. but I've been able to lower my basal rate as well. When anybody out there is going through something like this, where you've got a disease, a chronic disease, an ailment of just about anything, absolutely anything, you have to start with finding the root cause. You have to be able to do somatic practices to release the stored traumas and emotions from your body. And you need to change your beliefs. Because if I didn't believe that I could do this, I couldn't do it. Just flat out. It doesn't work that way. Anybody who has ever gone from being extremely overweight to getting down to their exact perfect ideal physique that they have always wanted, they had to start with changing their mind. When I say that the mind is the most powerful tool that you have, it absolutely is. It can create or destroy you. And when you learn this, when you really understand it, you are able to change your entire life however you want. Now, one thing that's crazy about that is it goes both ways. The whole create you or destroy you. If you continue to have beliefs and thoughts that are against what you want to be, where you want to be, then you're going to continue to hold yourself back. The power of our thoughts is incredible because we don't have to say the things. We don't have to speak them into the universe because thoughts are a frequency. And whether you believe it or not, science is actually now showing this, your thoughts are projected out into the universe. And when that happens, the universe is going to give you back essentially what will show you that those thoughts are true. Because we create our reality. When I started my journey, and I never thought that I would get to a point where I can say that I am healing myself. It was kind of like a fleeting little, oh, that would be so amazing. But I wasn't serious about it. And now I am to the point where this is happening. I am going to get to where I am not on insulin anymore. I'm going to get to where I'm not on thyroid medication anymore. I am going to get myself down to my goal weight. And what's amazing about it is that I don't actually need a doctor for it. I have my doctor, and she's absolutely amazing. She is actually willing to go ahead and do testing to let me know, like, if my body is producing insulin, which I already know that it is. But sometimes we just want to have that tangible evidence. And when I went ahead and I posed this whole theory to her, she was actually like, yeah, no, that's definitely possible that your body is creating insulin. She's like, we can test for it. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So oh man, I totally lost my train of thought. God damn it. I got so excited. Oh yeah, when I first started, I didn't even think it was possible. Now I'm to the point that it's going to happen. This is going to be my reality. And the amount of freedom that I already feel, I already embody this freedom that I am going to have when I no longer have to worry about where I can get prescriptions from if I'm on vacation, or I don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, do I have enough insulin with me if we go out camping for a couple days and I can't get to a pharmacy. Like there's so many little worries and everything from financial and crap like that goes into it that I'm just not going to have to worry about anymore. And it's It's fucking amazing. Like, it's absolutely amazing. It is nothing short of magic. I wanted to be able to share this with everybody because I think it is important that we understand, that we know that our bodies innately know how to heal itself. Our bodies are such a powerful tool. And when you can learn to use the mind body connection, we can heal ourselves of anything with combination of taking on and embodying lifestyle changes that are the best for us. It makes it even easier when it comes to being a spiritual person and you've got that mind body soul connection. This is what I'm talking about, because the mind is what controls the reality, the beliefs, the thoughts. All of those different aspects of the mind are what control the reality. Your body is where your brain gets every single sensation from. Otherwise, your brain is a lump of meat in your head that doesn't know anything. The body can go ahead and it can really give you the aspect of what the reality that you are seeking, that you want, feels like. When you can go ahead and you can embody the feelings of the life that you want, the life that you are going for, the kind of person you want to be, and how that feels, you create something between the two that allows you to be able to embody with your soul your future. And when you can do that, you can create it. You can create anything. That's why there are so many people nowadays that are out there and they are teaching somatic practices and they're teaching how to heal the mind. They're teaching different methods of psychology like we've never seen before. And it has to do with the mind, body, soul connection. It is extremely powerful. It is beyond belief. But we have this power. We have these abilities. We can go ahead. I was going to say we can fix our bodies, but our bodies aren't broken. That's not what's going on. Okay? Like, unless you physically have like a broken bone or something like that, our bodies are not broken when it comes to disease. Our bodies are disconnected. When we can go ahead and we can create reconnection, we can create safety, we can change our beliefs, the game changes. And I want y'all to know that if you've ever had a situation like this, you've ever had a disease, you've ever had a chronic illness, anything like that, and you're like, man, this is holding me back from so much. If I didn't have this, I would be doing better. I would be doing different. All these other things. I want you to know that it's possible. There are so many different resources out there now that give you the tools, that give you a starting point for this. And I'm telling you, once you start, you're going to be amazed. You're not going to pick up one book, read it and be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'm good now." No, you're going to keep going. You're going to keep pulling threads off of that one thought, that one idea, and you're going to keep building. You're going to keep changing your beliefs. You're going to keep healing yourself. You're going to keep creating reconnection. And you're going to get better. You're going to change your life. You're going to become the best version of yourself that you have ever seen. And I can't wait to hear stories from people. I can't wait to hear what it is that people have been able to embody that has changed their lives. I look forward to that immensely. I hope this helps you guys. I hope this inspires you. I hope that this gives you that spark of curiosity that leads you to picking up that first book, watching that first podcast, learning that first little bit of information about what you have going on inside of you. that is going to lead to further and further, deeper and deeper change. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate every single one of you for taking the time to watch this video. Go ahead, hit the like and subscribe buttons. That helps me out immensely with being able to give you guys more content, give you guys my experiences, my explorations, and everything that I love. Thank you guys. I love you.